You, who are chosen, need to understand one urgent thing. Anger is not just a feeling. It is a test. It appears at the moments when you are about to grow, trying to sabotage you. It takes you off focus, consumes you from within, and makes you react like someone who has forgotten who they are. But you have not forgotten. Being chosen is to carry a mission. And when you carry a mission, you become a target. The provocations arise not because you are wrong, but because you are too right. Your peace is unsettling. Your vision is unsettling. Your light, then, is undeniable. And the world will use every emotional loophole to try to extinguish that, especially anger. Most fall into this trap because they think they have to defend themselves. But the chosen do not need to prove anything. Your silence is worth more than 1,000 reactions. Today, I want to show you how to stay calm, even when everything seems out of control, how to turn an attack into learning, how to respond firmly without losing your essence. This is not motivational talk. It is spiritual survival. You were set apart for a reason, and you cannot waste time with those who vibrate on another frequency. If you keep reacting like everyone else, you will continue living like everyone else. And I know you feel it. You were not born to repeat patterns. You were born to break cycles. My name is George, and here we speak among the chosen. There's no beating around the bush, no talk to put you to sleep. If this message touched some part of you inside, follow this channel now. Not for the algorithm, but because you know that this is your place. No more following those who do not understand your journey. Now it's just between us. Let's get started. When someone insults you, the first reaction that comes is almost automatic, to retaliate. The urge to respond in kind appears quickly. But if you are chosen, you need to act differently. It's not out of weakness, it's out of awareness. What comes out of someone's mouth reveals more about them than about you. The insult often comes from a place of pain, frustration, or imbalance. Sometimes the person doesn't even know you for real. They are just projecting onto you something they carry within themselves. When you understand this, it becomes easier not to take it personally. This is not weakness. This is emotional maturity. You do not need to defend yourself against everything. True control is in not letting yourself be affected. It's as if someone throws mud on you, but you are protected inside. When your mind is firm, the dirt does not stick. The words may reach you, but they do not penetrate you. Start observing what the person is carrying, instead of focusing only on what they said. Did someone offend you? Ask yourself, what is hurting them so much that they need to attack me like this? Just this reflection already changes your vibration. You stop being a target and become an observer. The chosen one does not react impulsively. They choose. And this choice not to let oneself be shaken is what sets you apart. It's not about swallowing the bitter pill, but rather not accepting to carry what isn't yours. Do not accept the emotional trash that they try to hand you. Refuse it in silence. You may even feel anger rising. That's normal. You are human, but do not cling to it. Take a deep breath, emotionally step back from the situation for a moment, and ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. When someone tries to hurt you with words, visualize those words as wind. They may blow hard, make noise, even mess up the environment a bit. But the wind passes. And if you are firm, it does not knock you down. Your peace needs to be more solid than the provocation. The insult only becomes pain if you buy into the idea that it is true. If you have clarity about who you are, no judgment will dismantle you. The problem is that many still doubt themselves, and any criticism becomes a knife. But when you know your worth, that doesn't happen. Start practicing this in your daily life. Don't wait for a big fight. Observe small comments, ironies, or provocations. See how your body reacts. See what your mind creates. And choose not to enter the game. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. There are people who live to provoke because they feel invisible. And the attack is the only way they know to get attention. When you respond, you feed into that. When you consciously ignore it, you cut the cycle. This is not indifference. It is wisdom. The chosen one understands what is behind the behavior. Every time you choose not to retaliate, you preserve your energy for something greater. This is part of your mission, to maintain clarity even in the midst of chaos. You are not here to win small fights. You are here to fulfill something greater. And this requires presence, not reactions. The way you interpret the world defines how much it affects you. Insults will happen. That will not change. What changes is how much this interferes with who you are. The world may shout. You can remain at peace. That is the power of the chosen. One of the biggest mistakes many make is trying to control everything. They want to change people, predict every outcome, adjust the entire world to feel safe. But those who are chosen learn early on that this only generates frustration. You are not here to control the world. You are here to master yourself. You can control your response, your choices, your behavior. Just that changes everything. It's not about becoming passive. It's about being strategic. When you focus on what you can change, your energy flows. When you try to change what is beyond your reach, you exhaust yourself. Being chosen is knowing when to act and when to let go. Sometimes, silence is the best response. Other times, the wisest decision is to step off the stage. And there are moments when simply changing your posture transforms everything. But all of this begins with self-awareness. The world will try to pull you into the confusion of others. People who unload on you the mess they carry. People who throw responsibilities that are not yours at you. If you are not attentive, you will end up carrying weights that do not belong to you. And the chosen cannot walk too heavily. Whenever something affects you, stop for a moment. Close your eyes, breathe, and ask, do I have control over this? If you do, act calmly. If you don't, release it consciously. Letting go is not giving up. It is trusting that your peace is worth more than winning an argument. You cannot change how someone treats you, but you can choose not to accept it. You can set boundaries. You can step away. You can decide not to take it to heart. That is freedom. And this freedom protects your energy, your mind, and your focus. The more you try to control what is outside, the more you lose control of what is inside. Anger, anxiety, guilt, all of this arises when you want something to be different from what it is. But do not accept that not everything depends on you. Acceptance is strength, not weakness. The wisdom of the chosen lies in choosing what is worth fighting for. There are battles that seem urgent, but they are just distractions. There are conversations that seem important, but they are just noise. There are people who seem to need help, but in reality they just want to pull you down. Focus is survival. Imagine your energy as a flame. Every time you waste energy trying to change another person, that flame dims a little. But when you direct it to yourself, it grows. And when your light grows, everything around you changes, not because you forced it, but because you aligned yourself. Being chosen is not about having control over everything. It is about knowing exactly what is worth controlling. Your mood, your focus, your intention. Just that is enough to keep your journey steady, even when everything seems out of place. You do not need to have control over the world, just over yourself. Do not get distracted trying to fix the external while your internal is crying out for attention. Return to yourself whenever everything seems messy. the mission continues, even when everything around is in conflict. True control begins when you understand that the only thing that has always been in your hands is yourself. Those who are chosen cannot start the day on autopilot. The mind needs to be awake before the world begins to provoke. You do not know what will happen in the next few hours, but you can already prepare yourself internally. Don't wait for the storm to arrive to learn how to balance yourself. Preparation begins in the silence of the morning. Upon waking, speak to yourself. Not like someone ordinary, but like someone with a mission. Say softly or just think, "Today I might encounter difficult people, but none of this will take me out of my center." This phrase, spoken with truth, already changes how you face the day. Many people wake up and dive straight into chaos. Bad news, social media, demands, noise. The chosen one does it differently. They breathe before responding to the world. They position themselves internally before reacting externally. This is not a ritual. It is awareness. It is understanding that the external always tries to take away your clarity. People will try to destabilize you. Unexpected situations will arise. This is not pessimism. It is reality. The mistake is thinking that the world will be kind just because you are at peace. The truth is the opposite. The more at peace you are, the more the world will test you. Therefore, be ready. Emotional preparation protects you from impulsive reactions. When you already expect the challenge, it loses its power. You see the conflict from a distance. You do not blend in. This does not mean becoming cold, but remaining firm. Those who react impulsively lose energy. Those who respond with awareness maintain power. It is not about shielding yourself from the world, but about walking prepared. Those who are chosen know that each day is a battlefield, not against people but against distractions, provocations, and energies that do not belong to you. The war is invisible, but the impact is real. Preparation is what keeps you whole. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can control how you will position yourself, even before something happens. Anticipating difficulties is not expecting the worst. It is training your mind not to be caught by surprise. It is choosing to be in command before something tries to command you. The chosen do not fear darkness. They wake up with the light on inside. And when you carry this light, you walk through the day with presence. You become unreachable on the inside, even if everything outside is a mess. This is what sets you apart from those who still live on autopilot. Train this every day. Create your own preparation ritual. It can be a phrase, a reminder, a clear intention. Make it a habit. Over time, you will notice that problems continue to appear, but they no longer have the same impact. Your mind will already be positioned. Being chosen is about walking with awareness, not fear. It is being ready to navigate the noise, the attacks, the judgmental looks, without allowing any of this to change who you are. Preparation is a way of respecting your mission. And those who respect the mission walk with firmness, even in the midst of shadows. When someone tries to provoke you, what they really want is a reaction. They want to see you lose control, explain yourself, get irritated. Because when you react, they feel in command. But when you respond with neutrality, without combustion, without drama, you break that cycle. You do not feed the game. A well-placed silence is not a weakness. It is strategy. When you choose not to respond in the heat of emotion, you show that you are above it. This does not mean ignoring everything, but knowing when to act and when to let it pass. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every attack deserves a response. The true strength of the chosen lies in internal mastery. It is to maintain a calm face when everything inside wants to explode. It is to smile lightly in the face of provocation and keep walking. This disarms the other person. They expect a conflict, but receive peace. and peace disrupts those who live off chaos. When you respond with neutrality, you become unreachable, not because nothing affects you, but because you have learned not to give your energy away for free. You feel, but you choose how to express it. This is power. This is spiritual maturity. This is knowing who you are. Those who try to hit a chosen one almost always miss the mark, because the chosen do not allow space for emotional manipulation. You have already understood that reacting impulsively only serves to distance you from your mission. You are not here to compete in ego. You are here to sustain light. Neutrality is an invisible armor. It is the choice not to fall into the trap of, "I need to say something." Sometimes your silence teaches more than any response. It shows that you are not available for low frequencies, that your mind is occupied with greater things. Take a deep breath. Look into the eyes of those who try to take you off center, and choose not to lose yourself. This does not mean that you will accept everything in silence, but that you will act at the right time, in the right way, without contaminating yourself. This is the wisdom that only those who awaken can apply. Respond less, observe more, speak only when your words are stronger than silence. This requires practice, requires presence, but brings immense freedom. You stop carrying the weight of fights you did not start, and you gain time, energy, and focus to continue on your journey. Neutrality is not coldness, it is awareness. It is knowing that not every reaction is necessary, that not every attack is real, that sometimes the best thing to do is to smile and move on, because those who try to stop you can only succeed if you stop. And a chosen one who knows this moves forward, always. Being unshakable is not a talent reserved for the few. It is a daily construction. It is practice, repetition, conscious choice. The chosen are not born ready. They mold themselves with discipline. They train their minds every day, even when no one is watching. Just as the body needs movement, the mind needs care, focus, and strengthening. You do not master your emotions out of nowhere. You observe, record, understand. Sometimes, an unexpected anger arises, an automatic reaction. Instead of blaming yourself, stop and reflect. What hit me here? Write it down, meditate, think. This simple process gives you clarity, and clarity brings power. Writing also helps. Keeping a journal is not a weakness. It is a tool. Write down what you felt, what triggered your reactions, where you lost your calm. Reading this later will show you patterns, and noticing patterns is the first step to breaking them. This is how the mind strengthens. Mental discipline is what keeps you steady when everything around you is crumbling. It is not to appear strong. It is to truly be strong, and this only comes with practice, day after day. Small exercises, small victories, until you become someone who feels everything, but does not lose control over anything. Those who do not train their minds become hostages of their environment. Those who train become masters of themselves. And that is what is expected of a chosen one, to lead their own energy, with firmness, with awareness, with truth. Even on tough days, keep practicing. Your mind is your greatest battleground, and also your greatest power. When anger arises, it does not come from nowhere. It carries a message. But most people just feel the heat, explode, and then regret it. The chosen one learns to do it differently. They feel the anger, but do not surrender to it. They listen. They observe. They understand that anger is a signal, not an enemy. Anger reveals that something inside you is still vulnerable. It may be an old pain, an unresolved injustice, a hidden fear. Instead of repressing or blaming themselves, the chosen one investigates. Why did this affect me so much? Where does this emotion come from? This type of question opens doors. It begins the healing process. You do not need to flee from anger. You do not need to give it a stage either. What you need is to use this moment as an opportunity for self-knowledge. If something took you off center, it is because there is a fragile point that deserves attention, and that is where spiritual growth lies. The next time you feel anger, do not push it away. Breathe. Sit with it for a moment without judgment. Then calmly ask yourself, what is this situation trying to show me about myself? This question, asked with sincerity, completely transforms your relationship with pain. Those who are chosen know that there is no evolution without discomfort, and anger, as uncomfortable as it may be, is a disguised teacher. It points out the wounds that are still open, and you can only heal what you can see. Therefore, do not fight against this feeling. Transform it into a tool. Some people live with constant anger because they never stop to listen to what it wanted to say. They accumulate it, explode, and hurt others and themselves. The chosen one does the opposite. They dive deep. They want to understand. Because they know that each time they embrace their own pain consciously, they become lighter and stronger. Anger can be a door. It can lead you to forgotten memories, old beliefs, hidden fears. When you face this head-on, liberation begins. It is not easy, but it is real. You stop reacting to the world and start transforming from the inside out. Use anger as a thermometer. When it arises, interpret it like this. My soul is warning me that there is still something inside that needs attention. It's not about blaming yourself for feeling. It's about taking the moment to dive deeper into yourself. You are not here by chance. If you feel that you are different, that you see things that others do not see, that certain energies bother you, it is because you have been set apart. There is a greater reason behind your existence. Your consciousness is broader, your sensitivity is sharper, and your presence carries something that many do not understand. And precisely for this reason you will be tested. People will try to diminish you. Situations will arise just to take you off focus. And sometimes this does not come with noise. It comes subtly. Distractions that seem harmless, but that steal your time, your peace, and your vision. The greatest danger is not always the attack. It is the distraction. Those who are chosen need to have discernment, to understand when something or someone is draining your energy. Not everything that seems urgent is important, and not every provocation deserves a response. Every time you engage with what does not add up, you stray from what really matters. And your mission does not allow these detours. Your light makes others uncomfortable because it illuminates what is hidden. People who do not yet want to see will resist your presence, but do not take it personally. This is natural. The more you align with your purpose, the more you provoke reactions in others. Keep going anyway. Do not retreat. The chosen win when they choose not to react. Not because they are fleeing, but because they have already understood the game. Every time you respond with silence, with balance, with firmness, you win an invisible battle. And this brings you closer to your mission. You rise, you advance, you mature. Your time is sacred. Your energy is precious. Do not waste it trying to convince those who do not want to understand. Do not stop your journey because of those who prefer chaos. A chosen one who gets distracted distances themselves from their own essence. But the one who keeps their gaze steady on the purpose becomes unshakable. And when you stay on the path, even in the face of attacks, you inspire others to do the same. Your silent posture, your calm presence, your ability to continue even amidst chaos, all of this is part of your calling. Do not forget. The world observes the chosen, and many will awaken upon seeing your firmness. Chosen one, now you know, anger is a test. It appears to take you off your center, to provoke you, to make you forget who you are. But when you decide not to react, when you choose silence consciously, you break a cycle. And every time this happens, you level up. Staying at peace when everything is calm is easy, but remaining at peace when everything provokes you, that is inner mastery. That is true strength. And that strength no one can take from you because it comes from within. It comes from your purpose, your clarity, your decision not to mix with what is not yours. You are not here to win by shouting, nor to prove anything. You are here to sustain light, even when everything seems dark. Your mission demands this. Your path requires this. Therefore, the practice is daily. The training is constant. You feel the anger, but you do not react. You observe and breathe. You choose to remain steadfast. Do not demand perfection from yourself. You are human. You will slip. You will lose your patience sometimes. But what matters is how willing you are to return to your center. Every time you choose balance, even after falling, you reaffirm your awareness, and that is evolution. You are light. You are presence. You are awakened consciousness in a world that still sleeps. Most react without thinking. The chosen one chooses wisely. This is your differentiator. This is your shield. This is your calling. And no one else has the power to extinguish that within you. The mission continues. You are not alone. And the more you remain steadfast, the more people will be touched by your stance. Be the point of peace where the world screams. Be the balance where there is conflict. Be the one who does not react. Because you have already understood that there is something much greater at stake. You are ready. Breathe deeply, connect with your essence, and move forward. Anger may knock at the door, but it no longer has control over you.